Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz, YouTube. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And yeah, man, as we get closer and closer to releasing this Bible, just, you know what I'm saying, every now and then I stop and check my DMs and all that stuff. And so, like I said, the opinion on this game is, yeah, it's all over the place right now. But there are a few things that I feel like are important as we really like get off into this game, and all the leagues are starting to get going and all this stuff. Is that, like my homeboy told me this morning, he said, man, he said, I've come to realize that if I don't give them the ball, then they really don't get a whole lot. And so in this game, the consistency of just being able to get yards, because now it just seems like the run game is so much tougher to people, and just getting basic yards is so much tougher because of the block sheds and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, I'm like, man, this is kind of what we needed. The game needed to become harder to play. And I think a lot of the times we sit here and complain. We're complaining about stuff that probably shouldn't have been in the game anyway. They shouldn't have been making plays for you. A lot of this stuff just shouldn't have been happening in the first place. Now, I do realize that sometimes when you click on to a receiver, nothing happens. Sometimes when you click on to a DB, nothing happens. But if you hold this in comparison to like all of the past like RPOs and quarterback run glitches, which kind of still exist a little bit, but if you hold it in comparison to all those things from the past, yeah, it's I mean, we just have to be realistic about it, and it's getting less and less each year. Yes, I trust me, no one hates the DDA stuff more than I do, but even I have to admit that I'm coming up with different ways to avoid it, and as I'm making more sound decisions, it's affecting me less and less as I play. And so I just think that's really interesting part about this game is the reasons why people claim that they don't like it, or you know, whatever the problem is with it is. And a lot of it just sounds like empty complaining, because you would just hear a lot of people say it's just the same game reskinned from last year, and it's like, no, it's not. Stop it. That means you don't know the game. If you think it's just the same game reskinned from last year, that means you either don't know the game, or you haven't done enough lab work or research into the game to be able to say that, because there's a lot of differences that appear to the naked eye, and a lot of differences that don't appear to the naked eye. So I just think as the MCS and all this other stuff gets started, it's just going to be interesting to see how, you know, what metas are brought forth in the different styles of gameplay. I think that's probably more of what I'm interested to see than anything else, is just the different styles of gameplay. Who's taking what and implementing it where, and how they're making it work. Because generally, when you start watching these big time tournaments and all that stuff, it's normally the person who's executing what they do a little bit better. I mean, yeah, maybe some luck involved every now and then, but yeah. And so, like, when you look at stuff like you're seeing on the screen, like, when I say that swatting is important, no, swatting is essential on this game. Like, if you don't swat, you will be forever a person who complains about the ag catches, because yeah, you're gonna get mossed. That's just a part of the game. And so you have to realize when you're a little bit out of position, not only to swat, but how to swat, how to get the best out of the swat. You know what I'm saying? How to get the maximum reaction from your defensive players. You see, as my hand goes up, I'm a little bit early, but I'm able to readjust and swat again. You have to understand about how to reposition yourself and then go for the SWAT with timing and all of these things. As you play in these tournaments, man, some guys, sometimes you would just kill for a stop on 3rd and 7, or kill for a stop to be able to get a SWAT on 4th and 4. It's just so many different ways on this game, and so a lot of stuff, I can't really just sit here and tell you. Of course, the Bible's coming out, but when you see, I try to show you guys as much as I can show you, and you see on some of these plays, even you can look at the play art, but watch the responses from the players. And so this is just something I have in the Bible, defensive clock in technique stuff. And so you see, look at the middle safety right there. You see him cheat to the left and then rotate his hips and come back, to the route right down the middle of the field. Of course, it's Jesse Bates, but still, I mean, you can basically get this type of reaction, maybe not the exact reaction, but you can get this type of reaction, pretty much across the board. And so I think a lot of what people are complaining about this year, I'm not going to say that there's no bailouts, but the bailouts are less and less. In years past, again, we've always had like the stretch run or the RPO that we can, the little Trey White flex or whatever kind of play that we could all hang our hats on and say, okay, if nothing, all else fails, I can get yards doing this. Well, now, it's not as clear, it's not as concise, and the way you're able to stop the run, whether it be user function or schematically is I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of stuff on this game that is very beneficial to the defense. It's some really good offensive stuff, and I just think this is a game. It's going to take us a little bit of time to peel back the layers on it, and I the frustration of not being able to play it till its full capacity within 3 days and know everything about it within 3 days. I guess that bit of anxiety is killing people. And so we resort to metas and we resort to all this stuff because we just don't put the work in. I'm telling you, man, if all you running is double mug and you don't know how to really unlock these blitzes yet, man, I'm not going to say it's going to be a long year, but it's going to take you some time to figure it out. And really what I say is, like most people, if you really knew or if you really could understand like concepts or what the concepts are on this game that really unlock blitzes, because there are a few. If once you get into the concepts, then the floodgates of blitzes begin to open up, and you can be more and more creative. That's my main thing. Is the reason why you don't see me sitting on I don't get on here and just say, all right, I found the world's greatest blitz, and every day I have a different thumbnail telling y'all that I have the world's greatest blitz from less than 24 hours before. It just doesn't make sense somehow. Anyway, man, Thursday is coming. Y'all hear it. Well, I'm getting to the finish line, but man, y'all gonna love this Bible. I'm here to tell you. Anyway, it's your boy Coach. Have a great day. Be safe. I'm out.